Okay, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating, completely invisible engine that keeps our bodies running every single day. We're unpacking a process happening inside you right at this exact second. It's absolutely fundamental to your existence, but it operates totally behind the scenes. We are talking about the mechanics of respiration, the ultimate biological engine of life.
So I want you to take a deep breath in right now. Go ahead, hold it for a second and let it out. Now ask yourself, why do we breathe all the time? It seems like such a simple, automatic thing, right? But the answer is actually so much deeper and way more complex than just filling your lungs with air and letting it back out. There is a massive, microscopic chemical operation driving that urge for your next breath.
To figure out what that operation is, we first have to understand what our body constantly demands. Section 1, the energy problem.
We need energy for obvious, intense things like running or playing a sport, but it goes way beyond that. Even when you're sitting perfectly still, just studying or staring at a screen, you're burning energy. Literally every single action our body performs, whether you're conscious of it or not, drains our internal battery.
Think about a car for a second. Without fuel, it's just a heavy, useless piece of metal sitting in a driveway, right? It literally can't do the job it was built to do. Well, our bodies are exactly the same. We require a constant, uninterrupted supply of energy. Without that fuel, we simply cannot function.
So, how exactly do we extract that fuel? That brings us to Section 2, defining respiration.
Put simply, respiration is the process of living organisms obtaining energy from food. When we eat, that food is broken down, but it needs a biochemical helper to actually release the energy, and that helper is oxygen. This incredible energy-releasing process is what we call respiration, and it's absolutely essential for life.
To really understand the stakes here, just look at what happens if this process stops. Our muscles literally cannot move. Our heart cannot beat. Our brain completely shuts down. This isn't just some optional background task. It's the mandatory, non-stop system keeping you alive this very minute. Okay, let's look at the exact ingredients required to pull off this vital chemical reaction. Section 3, the respiration recipe. What's super interesting is that the two vital ingredients come from totally different sources. On one side, you've got glucose from the food you eat, which provides the raw potential energy. On the other side, you've got oxygen, which we take in constantly by breathing. It's only when the glucose teams up with the oxygen that we get that life-sustaining fuel. The whole thing unfolds in 4 beautifully continuous steps. Step 1, oxygen gets taken into the body. Step 2, that oxygen gets right to work breaking the food down. Step 3 is the grand prize. Usable energy is released for our body to use. And step 4, carbon dioxide is produced as a byproduct and breathed right back out. It's an endless, perfectly balanced cycle. Now this brings us to a super common misconception. Let's jump into Section 4, breathing versus respiration. It turns out a lot of people think breathing and respiration are the exact same thing. And honestly, it's incredibly easy to confuse the physical act of inhaling and exhaling with the chemical process happening deep at the cellular level. We use the words interchangeably all the time in normal conversation, but biologically speaking, they are completely different. Here's the easiest way to break it down. Breathing is simply the act of taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. It's a purely physical process that happens right in your lungs, kind of like a mechanical pump. Respiration, on the other hand, is the complex chemical act of releasing energy from food, and that happens inside every single cell in your body. Basically, breathing is just the delivery and exhaust system for the real magic, which is respiration. Okay, let's lock all of this in with a quick rapid-fire quiz. Section 5, the final review. First up, what gas do we breathe in? Think back to the very first step of our chemical recipe to unlock the energy in our food. It's oxygen. We actively pull in oxygen because it's the absolute essential key to unlocking that glucose. Next question, what gas do we breathe out? Once that energy has been safely released, what's the leftover waste?
Carbon dioxide. Our body produces carbon dioxide, and we desperately need to expel it back out of the body through our lungs.
All right, last one, and this is the big one. Why do we need respiration in the first place? Think back to our car and fuel analogy. To get energy, that's the whole point. Respiration guarantees we have the energy necessary to walk, run, study, and ultimately just survive. Without it, the machine stops. So to sum it all up,
We take in oxygen, we break down our food for energy in this amazing process called respiration, we expel carbon dioxide as waste, and we repeat this cycle endlessly. It is literally the defining feature of every single living organism on Earth. So now that you know breathing is really just a physical delivery system for a vastly complex chemical process happening inside every single one of your cells, what other invisible chemical reactions do you think are keeping you alive right this very second? It really makes you wonder about the microscopic universe operating inside you every day, doesn't it? You're basically walking around as a masterclass in chemistry. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep asking questions about the amazing world inside you.